Hello my dear children, how are you all? Hope you all are fine over there. Once again welcome to our physics class. Hope you might have enjoyed your autumn vacations. Children, in the previous sessions we had discussed about Ampere's circular law and its applications. We had derived the expressions to find out magnetic field due to a current carrying straight conductor, a toroid and a solenoid by applying the Ampere's law. Do you remember the expression for a current carrying straight conductor? That means what is the expression for magnetic field due to a current carrying straight conductor? Yes, this is the expression. B is equal to mu 0 I by 2 pi r, where I is the current flowing through the conductor and r is the radius of the Amperian loop that we have constructed in order to apply our Ampere's law. Here we are going to discuss a new concept of this chapter and also an interesting concept, that is a magnetic force between two current carrying straight conductors, and we are using this expression of magnetic field in this derivation. Okay, so how will you derive an expression for the force existing between two current carrying straight conductors? For that, consider two straight conductors as shown here. This is conductor 1, this is conductor 2. Conductor 1 carries current I1 and conductor 2 carries current I2. So as our famous Easted had said, a current carrying conductor behaves like a magnet. These two conductors are now magnets and produce a magnetic field surrounding them. So we can say this is a magnet and it produces a magnetic field around it. And what is the pattern of magnetic field? It will be concentric circles like this. And what is the direction of this magnetic field? In order to find out the direction of this magnetic field, you need to apply the right hand thumb rule. So hold the thumb of the right hand along the direction of current, then the curled fingers will give the direction of magnetic field. So here current is flowing upward, so hold your thumb upward. And what is the direction of curled fingers? It is anti-clockwise. So the direction of magnetic field will be anti-clockwise. And our second conductor is lying on the magnetic field or lying in the magnetic field produced by the first conductor. Okay children, our second conductor is lying in the magnetic field produced by the first conductor. So it will experience a force due to the magnetic field produced by the first conductor. So this magnetic field, that means let this magnetic field be B1, means the magnetic field produced by the first conductor. So this magnetic field exerts a force on the second conductor, due to which second conductor experiences a force. And what is the force experienced by that conductor? What is the expression for that? The expression for force is F is equal to I into L cross B. So here we need to modify that expression equal to I2, because I2 is the current flowing through the second conductor. I2 into L2. L2 is the length of second conductor. L2 cross B1. Here we need to substitute B1. Why? Because this second conductor experiences a force due to the magnetic field produced by the first conductor. So here the magnetic field should be considered B1. Then force F2 means force experienced by the second conductor, and equal to I2 into L2 cross B1 is L2 B1 sin theta. And here what is the angle between length and magnetic field? So here the length is considered in the upward direction and magnetic field is lying in this plane. So this is the direction of length and this is the direction of magnetic field. So this is the plane of magnetic field and this is length vector. So length is perpendicular to the magnetic field. So that means the angle between L and B is 90 degree, sin 90. Sin 90 is 1. So the expression for force will be F2 equal to I2 L2 B1 equal to I2 into L2 into B1. What is B1? B1, the expression for magnetic field due to a straight conductor, that is B1 is the magnetic field produced by the conductor 1. And what is the expression of a magnetic field due to straight conductor? Mu 0 I by 2 pi r. And here we need to consider mu 0 I1, because I1 is the current flowing through the conductor 1 by 2 pi d. Instead of r, you need to use d. Why? D is the distance between these two conductors. Okay, so here we are considering this conductor, and this conductor is at a distance of d from the first conductor, so 2 pi d. So substitute B1 equal to mu 0 I1 by 2 pi d. Then rearrange this expression, you will get mu 0 into I1 I2 L2 by 2 pi d. Now what is the force per unit length of the conductor? Force per unit is divide the expression for force by the length of the conductor. So F divided by L2, which is the length of second conductor, equal to, this is F2, okay, F2. So you will get mu 0 I1 I2 by 2 pi d, because this will disappear. So this force per unit length can be written as small f. Small f is the symbol for force per unit length of the conductor. Okay. So this is the expression for force per unit length of the conductor, mu 0 I1 I2 by 2 pi d. And from this expression we can define 1 ampere. So what is 1 ampere? In this expression, just consider I1 equal to I2 equal to 1 ampere. Then D is equal to 1 meter. Then what will be small f? Small f is equal to mu 0 by 2 pi. We know what is mu 0. It is 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 7. That is mu 0 by 2 pi. That is 2 pi, 4 pi will be 2. You will get 2 into 10 raised to minus 7. And what will be the expression? This is not just force, it is force per unit length. So the expression will be Newton per meter. So 2 into 10 raised to minus 7 Newton per meter. And how will you define 1 ampere based on this? So 1 ampere is the current when flows through two straight current carrying conductors kept at a distance of 1 meter apart, because distance is 1 meter. 1 meter apart in vacuum produces a force per unit length of 2 into 10 raised to minus 7 Newton per meter. So this will be the definition for 1 ampere. It is the current which when flows through these two straight current carrying conductors kept at a distance of 1 meter apart in vacuum produces a force per unit length of 2 into 10 raised to minus 7 Newton per meter. Okay, this is 1 ampere. So like this we need to define 1 ampere based on this expression. And what is the nature of this force? What is the nature of this force? Suppose here the currents are flowing in the same direction through both the conductors. Right? Through both the conductors, current is flowing upward. So the direction of current is same. So what will be the nature of force? Is it attractive or repulsive? Now just look at the diagram. Here what is I2 experiences a force due to the magnetic field produced by the first conductor. And what is the direction of magnetic field here? It is into the plane. It is anti-clockwise, right? So on reaching here, magnetic field lines point into the board. So here the magnetic field is into the board and current is flowing upward. And how will you find out the direction of force? Use Fleming's left hand rule. So what is this? Is Fleming's left hand rule. Take the first 3 fingers of your left hand in 3 mutually perpendicular directions. Then point your field in the direction of, point your forefinger in the direction of field. So this will be the direction of field into the board. And your middle finger should be in the direction of current. And what is the direction of current? It is flowing upwards. So like this. Okay. So my forefinger is pointing into the board and my middle finger is along the direction of the current. Then what is the direction of thumb? Thumb is towards left. So what will be the direction of force? Force will be acting towards left. So the force experienced by the second conductor will be acting towards left. Then what will be the force experienced by the first conductor? First conductor will also experience force. Why? Because first conductor is lying in the magnetic field produced by the second conductor. So our second conductor also produces magnetic field. And what is the direction of that magnetic field? Here also the magnetic field will be acting in the anti-clockwise direction since current is flowing upward. So in this case, in the first conductor, here at this point the magnetic field is coming outward, right? So what is the direction of magnetic field? Magnetic field is coming out of the board because it is going like this. Here it is passing into the board and from here it is coming out of the board. So the magnetic field, direction of magnetic field line is out of the board. And apply the left hand rule. Point your thumb, forefinger in the direction of field. So it should be like this. And your middle finger should be along the direction of current. Current is flowing upwards, so it must be like this. Okay, then where is your thumb? Thumb is towards right. So that means the force experienced by the first conductor is towards right. Okay, and what is the direction of force experienced by the second conductor? Towards left. That means F1 is acting like this and F2 is acting like this. So what is the nature? It is attractive. So when current is flowing in the same direction, it will be the force experienced between two current carrying conductors will be attractive. Now what happens when the current is flowing in the opposite direction? See, suppose current flowing through I1 is upward and current flowing through I2 is downward. Then the force experienced by both the conductors will be repulsive. That you can try yourself by applying the Fleming's left hand rule. So when the current is flowing in the opposite direction, force will be repulsive, and when the current is flowing in the same direction, the force will be attractive. So that's all about the force experienced between two parallel straight current carrying conductors. Remember this expression. Remember to define 1 ampere based on this expression, and also remember the nature of force between two conductors when currents are flowing in the same direction as well as in the opposite direction. Okay.